Thank you for joining my channel. Yesterday we started to discuss about anxiety, sudden sadness, and feelings of panic whenever you are trying to start something, or sudden feelings, uncomfortable feelings that might arise when you are trying to focus on your work, and how this might cause self-sabotage and what you can do in order to help yourself during those moments of strong feelings of anxiety or sadness. We have discussed so far that this can be related to a trauma response if you had adverse experiences during your childhood or when you were small. Maybe your nervous system has learned some ways to survive and to avoid certain situations, and these reactions might be automatic. And however, since it's a learned habit, we can always relearn it and find new ways of responding to these feelings and thoughts that you might have. So you might notice that sometimes when you just want to start to work, you might experience sudden anxiety, fear, or sadness. And there are several reasons for it. Maybe the task looks too overwhelming, or it reminds you about times of success. But when this success became a source of challenge for you, maybe it caused too much responsibilities, or maybe you were ashamed, criticized, or you had emotional neglect or any other challenges, and therefore your mind has learned that success might be related with danger, or it might be related with something adverse, negative, and therefore each time when you are trying to make progress or to succeed, you might be experiencing these intense feelings because your mind, your body remembers it. And sometimes even it's difficult to find the source, difficult to understand like why you are experiencing these feelings. And in this case, probably your body has stored this information, and you might be having these feelings because of this automatic response. And therefore, many people prefer to avoid these feelings or to suppress these feelings. That's why this is causing procrastination, or they are using different strategies to distract themselves. But in the longer run, they notice that it's not being useful for them, and it gets more difficult to achieve their goals. And they find themselves doing things just make them feel safe, and it will be considerably narrowing down their repertoire. So maybe you sit down to work and suddenly your chest tightens, a wave of sadness comes out of nowhere, and your stomach drops, your thoughts blur, and you might feel scared, exposed, or very small. And then almost immediately your nervous system shuts down. Some people might feel numb, disconnected, frozen, and the day feels impossible to continue. This is not weakness, it's just, it might be a trauma response, or you are remembering something adverse or negative that happened in the past, and that's why you are reacting this way. However, there are always exceptions to challenges that we are experiencing. For instance, try to remember when were the times that when you experienced these feelings less and you were able to calm down faster, or you felt connected faster, or you felt safe, and what helped you during those moments? Which strategies, which skills did you use? Which environments or people connections helped you to come back? And how you can use these resources again if this kind of challenges would make it difficult for you to continue the day, and which sensations showed up during those times when anxiety was decreasing, what was filling the space of fears, for instance, or panic, and what makes some moments lighter than others. When you've been able to stay even a little present, what was different about those moments? And if staying connected to your day is part of what you want, when that has happened despite anxiety. If you will be able to answer these questions, you will find a lot of resources that you can use in your daily challenges, or whenever you feel frozen, numb, because everyone's experience is unique, and therefore ways that would work for them also unique, and therefore it's important to understand yourself, what's helping you, what's being useful for you, what is meaningful for you, and you can use these resources in order to support yourself. And in psychotherapy, we are using these strategies to understand people better and to help them with the resources that they already have, because if they were able to manage it in the past, this is the evidence that they can do it again. And in trauma work, we understand that this is a state-based memory. Body remembers even when the mind doesn't, and when success, responsibility, visibility, or forward movement appears, the nervous system says, "This feels like before, and there should be something that I need to be cautious about." And this might be causing anxiety, fear, and your nervous system doesn't respond with logic, it responds with survival mode. For instance, you might feel enhanced anxiety during the flight or fight period, and you might want to strongly avoid these feelings of anxiety, or you might have strong feelings of sadness, which might be related with previous grief or abandonment, and you might feel numb, or you might feel as if you have frozen or collapsed. This is called dorsal shutdown. And that's why people say, "I don't know what's wrong. I was fine 5 minutes ago and nothing was wrong." But your nervous system is switching states whenever you are not even noticing it, because maybe something has triggered you. Maybe you have noticed something, but not on a rational level, on emotional level. And what difference would it make to see that this is a stage shift rather than a personal failure? So the main thing that makes the people even more panic and afraid is the secondary response to feelings or thoughts that you have at that moment. If you are able to see and notice thoughts or feelings or internal experiences just as uh, mental events, but not the illiterate truth, it's easier to respond and to ground yourself in the present moment and to respond to it with a calmer, more peaceful manner, and to find resources that you can use in order to go back to normal and to connect with daily life. Uh, if having more choice in these moments is part of your outcome, what signs of choice have already appeared in the past? For instance, maybe at those moments there are two parts of you. One of your version is feeling scared and panic and wants to avoid, and there is another part who is observing you at those moments and wants to help you, wants to support you. So, when were those times when this calm version, supportive version, was able to overcome the fears, and which strategies did you use during those moments when a calm and peaceful version of you was able to cope with situation and to calm down you? So when we are able to notice thoughts and to realize that these are just thoughts and these are just feelings, and we have enough space for them in the same manner as the clouds can freely flow in the skies and they can pass by, you have enough space for the feelings, for the strong feelings you might be experiencing. And once you are able to notice those feelings, it will be easier for you to accept them, and when you will not feel panic, and you will welcome them into your internal space, you would notice that they are losing power over you, and you still can focus. You can connect with what matters, and you can keep making progress. So what's already lets you know that you are capable of learning new responses, even if the old ones are still loud. For instance, what helped you to learn new information in the past? What helped you to change your habits? What helped you to react differently into challenging situations? And once you will able to notice those skills and capabilities that you already have, it will be easier for you to learn again. And each time when you would try to accept these feelings and stay with these uncomfortable feelings and to make small steps towards what's meaningful for you at that moment, you are slowly teaching your brain that you are safe during those moments and you are slowly gaining control and learning how to stay resilient, calm, and capable and to keep going towards your progress, towards your goals. So why, if when people are trying to push away these emotions or want to get rid of feelings, they come back with a stronger power. And why forcing yourself makes the shutdown worse is that it's because when we don't want to feel or we don't want to think about things, feelings would disturb us with a stronger power. And therefore, when you will be able to step back and notice these feelings, it will be easier for you to accept it as just mental events and to focus on what's matter. Whereas if you would feel scared of feelings, if you would feel panic, then the secondary reaction would grow and panic and fear takes control of you. So many people are trying to suppress the feelings and they feel stuck because they are trying to be more disciplined and trying to be harsh, self critical, to make pressure on themselves, and then they feel ashamed and they have harsh self talk. And this is called just self sabotaging, and it's not being useful for anyone. And therefore, there are some other ways or more useful ways of dealing with feelings. Instead of blaming yourself and wasting your time, you can embrace yourself with kindness and support that you need. For instance, imagine if someone else was experiencing similar challenges like you, what would you like to recommend to them and how you would like to support yourself? But when it comes to us, it's more difficult to express kindness, compassion towards ourselves. So, considering situation from different perspectives can also help to gain insights about how you can support yourself better, how you can express your kindness towards yourself, and also noticing those moments when you were capable, when you could overcome anxiety, would help you to unstuck your from your fears, because at the time when you are experiencing panic attack or sadness or anxiety, it seems that it's not never gonna end, and you are anxiety, you are the sadness. Whereas when you are able to step back, you would notice that there were times when you were coping, there were times when you were feeling better, and you are not the sadness, you are not your thoughts, you are not anxiety, you are not panic. You are the one who is experiencing these feelings, and you are capable of coping with these feelings and taking steps towards what's important for you despite these feelings. So, from trauma perspective, when you are criticizing yourself, when you are trying to force yourself to be disciplined or being harsh with yourself, your mind interprets it as if there is a threat, and you will have even more fear, even more panic, even more anxiety. So when you push harder, the nervous system protects harder, and therefore this freezing response is maintained. And not being aware of it, you are actually maintaining anxiety and feeding anxiety. That's why you just that's why you don't just feel anxious, you feel paralyzed. And it's not resistance, it's a self-protection. It's how your nervous system works. And once you will get become aware of it, it will be easier for you to do something different, to shift your attention, your energy into something that helps you to feel cared, to feel loved. And understanding numbness can help to be more compassionate and kind towards yourself. So numbness is not the absence of feeling. It's not. Uh, it's the nervous system saying this is too much to feel safely. And when anxiety and sadness spike too fast, your nervous system pulls emergency brake. And this brake is numbness. Numbness is not a failure; it's a contamination. So, if you wish to stay gently connected during those times, uh, when you feel panic, when you feel sadness, when you feel anxiety, what have you noticed that helps you to decrease and soften the numbness over time? Maybe it's changing your position if you were sitting, trying to walk, if you were inside, going outside, or touching any object and washing your face with cold water, or just simply opening a book and starting to read. What exactly helped you in the past to feel connected and to decrease numbness? And once you will remember this, you can use these strategies again to help yourself to bring yourself and your attention to the present moment and to connect with life. So, what's actually happening when you feel this numbness or you feel sadness and anxiety? The solution is not to force yourself forward, but the solution is to teach the brain that you are being safe during those moments. A trauma doesn't live in logic, it lives in the nervous system. So safety has to be experienced, not argued. And if you will find yourself arguing with yourself, with your mind, or with your feelings, as we have already discussed, this would just increase numbness and make these feelings stronger. Therefore, embracing yourself with kindness, understanding, and trying to show this kindness towards yourself can be one of the solutions in order to stay present and to stay connected to your goals and present moment. So, we don't aim here to become fearless. Feelings are part of being human being, and we build ability to move with fear without collapsing. And when have you moved forward before without collapsing? Like even if you experience such an fear or anxiety or panic, what when were those moments when you were able to continue with what you were doing, continue with your daily functioning, with your task, and what does that experience suggest about what's possible again? And what was there about you that helped you to connect with present moment? And if these resources showed up during times when you will be experiencing panic attack or anxiety, what difference would it make? What would be different about the way you are embracing anxiety and feelings? And what would other people notice about you? What would change in your body? And what tells you already that you have some experience with safety, even if it comes and goes? And if you are watching live or a replay, I want you to try something with me. Think of one area where you feel stuck or overwhelmed or uncomfortable, and try to name that feeling that you have at this moment. And instead of blaming or criticizing yourself, try kindly to tell yourself, a part of me is trying to protect me now. And when you consider this fear or anxiety or uncomfortable feeling from the lens of understanding, compassion, you would notice that this feeling is slowly decreasing and love, compassion is filling its space. Whereas when we look at the feeling with fear and panic, it causes even more panic. So, what difference would it make to see these feelings this way? And what would let you know that the safe part, the safe version of you is moving forward? And that you are not controlled by fears or anxiety, but you are being supported by love or by meaning that you have for yourself. And what tells you that you are here now, not there then, and not in the past? At times when you will have sudden anxiety or sadness or strong feelings, tell to yourself that was then and this is now, I'm here now and I'm not alone anymore. And when you say this, what shift would you notice, even slightly? What would be different? And when you take smaller steps, how does that affect your nervous system? Which approach helps you to stay most connected, and which choices are you already making when you feel sad or anxious that help you to move forward and to make progress? And what tells you that you are persistent even when things get hard? If you were able to continue with your goals and with your daily functioning and to stay connected, what would your best friend or your people whom you care about would notice about you? Who would notice this change first, and what does this progress mean to you personally and to them? How would they feel about it? What does it suggest about your ability to continue? So, if you could continue with this progress, even slowly, what might tomorrow look like? How would your future change? And what would tell you your nervous system is learning something new? How you would notice that you are slowly learning to stay calm, even at the presence of anxiety? And what does it say about you that you stayed with these strong feelings and you were able to connect? I hope this video was useful for you. If you have further questions or if you want more support, you are always welcome to text me or ask your questions in the comment. I will be continuing with explaining different strategies like this every day. If you have any ideas or if you are interested about certain topics, don't hesitate to ask me. And I also want to remind that these videos are not any kind of treatment. I'm just sharing psychoeducation and certain questions that you can ask yourself to support yourself during times of intense feelings. And if you need more support, you need to refer to family doctor or psychotherapist. And don't forget that you are not broken, you are not failing, and your nervous system learned how to survive. So it can relearn how to live and how to enjoy your life and how to make progress again.